A historic first. Prime Minister Modi has become the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Slovakia since the country gained independence in 1993. And the visit is already delivering results, from a major upgrade in bilateral ties to new agreements on trade, investment, labor mobility. After France, Prime Minister Modi landed in Slovakia, and the visit underlines New Delhi's growing engagement with Europe and its push to deepen strategic partnerships across the continent. Prime Minister Modi received the ceremonial welcome, complete with traditional Slovak hospitality, including the symbolic offering of bread and salt. And beyond the warm welcome, the visit is also delivering concrete outcomes. During delegation-level talks, Prime Minister Modi and the Slovak Prime Minister agreed to elevate the bilateral ties to a comprehensive partnership, a major step forward in the relations. Prime Minister Modi highlighted that trade between the two sides has grown steadily, but also stressed that the potential is far greater. Both leaders discussed expanding cooperation in automobiles, railways, advanced manufacturing, green technologies, also defense and infrastructure. The two sides also announced an agreement on labor mobility, opening new avenues for skilled workforce cooperation. Prime Minister Modi also thanked Slovakia for supporting efforts to conclude the India-European Union Free Trade Agreement.
आज प्रधानमंत्री जी और मैंने हमारे सहयोग को नई दिशा और नई ऊर्जा देने पर विस्तृत रूप से चर्चा की। हमारे द्विपक्षीय व्यापार और आर्थिक सहयोग में हो रही प्रगति हमारे लिए संतोष का विषय है।
And the Slovak leader described India as a trusted partner, praised its achievements across multiple sectors, from diplomatic symbolism to strategic substance. This visit marking a new chapter in this crucial relationship.
Today, we agreed with the Prime Minister on elevating the cooperation between Slovakia and India to a cooperation which we can call comprehensive or strategic collaboration.
What if the death of a star is not an ending, but a whole new beginning? What if, instead of leaving behind a black hole, a dying giant star creates an entirely new universe? Scientists have now proposed a new theory, claiming that the collapse of a massive star could actually spark the creation of a tiny expanding cosmos hidden within it. Our next report telling you more.
For decades, scientists believed that when a massive star runs out of fuel, gravity crushes it inward and creates a black hole with a singularity at its center. A place where the laws of physics simply stop working. But two theoretical physicists from a university in Frankfurt proposed an alternative. Their mathematical model suggests that a collapsing star could give birth to a miniature universe inside itself. According to the study, this tiny universe would rapidly expand under the influence of dark energy, much like our own universe did after the Big Bang. As it grows, this newborn cosmos would push outward against the crushing force of gravity. That tug of war could stop the collapse before a black hole forms. The result would be an object called a gravistar, an ultra-compact body that mimics a black hole but contains an expanding universe within. Researchers say this is the first model to explain how gravistars could emerge from ordinary collapsing matter, solving a question that has puzzled scientists for nearly 25 years. If the theory proves correct, the death of a giant star may not end in darkness. It could become the birthplace of an entirely new universe. Bureau Report, World is One.
a tentative peace agreement between the US and Iran, sparking a broad rally across global financial markets. What do things look like? Investors welcomed reports that the deal would keep the strategic Strait of Hormuz open, reducing fears of a prolonged disruption, basically, to global energy supplies. And the prospect of lower geopolitical risk triggered a sharp improvement in the market sentiment, and that's important, sending equities higher across Asia and lifting US and European futures. Japan's index gained 5%. South Korea's benchmark index surged 5% as well, while futures tracking the S&P 500 and Nasdaq also moved higher as investors rotated back into risk assets. The biggest market reaction came from the energy sector, of course. Brent crude dropped 4% to around $83 a barrel, while US crude fell nearly 5%. Although oil remains above the pre-conflict levels as such, the decline marks a significant retreat from the peak of more than $126 a barrel seen earlier this year. Lower energy prices are expected to reduce the inflationary pressures globally, particularly for the major importers like Japan, also Europe. However, analysts caution that uncertainty remains over shipping regulations in the strait and the extent of damage to the regional energy infrastructure. The decline in oil prices, though, is reshaping expectations ahead of that crucial week for the global central banks. Policymakers in the US, UK, Japan, Australia, several other economies, remember, are due to announce interest rate decisions. And with energy-driven inflation risks easing, investors are scaling back expectations of further monetary tightening. US Treasury yields moved lower, the dollar weakened against major currencies, and gold climbed nearly 2%. For central banks, meanwhile, the peace deal offers a potential reprieve from the inflation shock created by the conflict, although officials are expected to remain cautious until the durability of the agreement becomes clearer. To stay up to speed with the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.